Alright, I hate making these videos, but anyway, diggity about. I'm doing one of these quick in, quick out concept videos, like the adultery and the other one, sodomy one. So we're going to talk about kidnap. The crime that I've already said this again. I've already said this. I'm just trying to make things clear. You have friends, and when you're hanging out with your friends, you might break barriers or smoke a joint together. You might laugh over the same thing and find it mutually hilarious between you. You might agree on some philosopher's viewpoint. You find basically love, types of love, intellectual love, you can have emotional love, and you can have different types of love. You can play in a band together, and that's not really emotional so much or physical or connected, but you play in a band together, you're buddies. You're band buddies. And bands can be like relationships in that way because these are technically connected. So these are doing stuff together, and when you do stuff together, it's fairly poetic now. They take it very literally, but you make little people. So if they're not little people, it's a poetry, but they're like practically people in themselves, and they're mistaken for angels quite a lot. So you have loads of these. You see Jesus coming by the woman at the well, and she says, "Oh, I have no husband." And he's like, "You have children. You're married to 5 men, 5 different people, and they're just her friends. They're just her close family. There's nothing incestuous about this. She's just a loving, caring sister and daughter and niece to some people, and they've had great times together. They worked in the fields together. They sang, they eat, they break bread together. You make these little names. And when you're hanging out with different people, they start hanging out with each other as well. There's this weird bondings, chemistry, and it's practically governs how you act in society, how people treat you can be. How if you've got lots of these things, you'll have to be very people will go, you're probably a very nice and intelligent person because you seem to have a lot. I had a wonderful orrery. My orrery was crammed full of all the apostles, writers, authors, historical figures, legends, champions, and they talk to your guys and like, oh, he's very good, he's very nice, he's very friendly, he's very intelligent, and people would listen to you more then, or something like this, or people would have a feeling about you. Anyway, thou shalt not kidnap. There's not used to know as thou shalt not steal. This doesn't mean steal. The Decalogue is entirely cordial demeanor for existing in a community. How you treat your neighbor. It's completely just about being social. Good ways of being social. So nobody knows about this, and that's why I've said it in other videos. They don't want you to know about kidnapping because then everybody will be doing it. Everybody will be messing with these little people, these components, these interactions, these bondings, these marryings. They call them kids and stuff, but then so they're practically like the little connections, the branches that hold everybody together. So you're going to have loads with your loved ones and families, your buddies and your friends, and they practically all hang out together as well in a big hierarchy, and they're all bonding and getting on together. You get in a fight with someone and never had negativity, but then these kind of things are like pressed over them and they're angry and they're kind of like, "Oh, I don't like you." Then this is where it gets really war-y, and it's really Rose World and wars because they can make them attack each other, and they're attacking and they're hexing and then they're trying to get more allegiances and powerful people so they can use and exploit these names and a lot other types of things, but they can exploit them and manipulate them. And it's terrible. It's social chaos. It's absolutely social chaos. So thou shalt not steal does not mean thou shalt not steal a chocolate bar. That's adulterous that you stole it and thought you get away with it. Thou shalt not kidnap means you shall not mess with your neighbour's connections. You shall not screw with your neighbour's your family, your friends, your connections. You shall not manipulate these sections because they knew about it back then. This is pre-Mosaic time, so Moses brought these laws because they were all messing with each other. Particularly, they were being messed with by the Pharaoh, so that's why he said you'll not mess with each other or you'll not screw with each other. They were being harvested for these kind of things, And as you see in 1984 as well, you see Winston and his friend, about very intelligent people, but they're both absolute slaves. They're both really intelligent, intellectual people. They might be being clones. But they were both very intelligent people, and they were at the bottom of the barrel, and they were being harvested for their intelligence, and their suffering and torment and weird things, that people put value on in this world. For atheists just don't have any way of justifying atheism. So yeah, so it's a wonderful, lovely thing. This thought that you make friends, you go on holidays with your girlfriend, you come home with a new memories together, and you have a new kind of Spanish girlfriend, a Spanish little person. I don't know how to say this particularly. The bastards of perdition in the Bible or in the Revelation Or maybe it was in Enoch more so, it's not canonical. Bastards of perdition are when there's someone very special and they're having loads of bastard children with this person's little people, with their friends and connections, their orreries, their names. So they're having loads of sex, which is fornicating with his wife and his children and all his friends and family. And that's where you get these bastards of perdition, because they're not holy. It's not holy marrying. It's not holy union. You know what I mean? It's not good. It's very deceitful. It's fuck. It's they don't like you. They're having children with your world, and then those children are mean and bothering and harvesting and bullying to you. That'll eventually overcome the entire world as Enoch can produce, and you will all suffer some bastards of perdition, some children. You'll have children as lords. You'll have horrible, spiteful, infant-looking things as lords, and this is what they are. These people that will be screwing with an important person and having lots of weird kids. So that's where sex magic is crazy. It should be very natural, you know what I mean? But this is where it's all about. This is also like, you know, why Islamic women wear burqas, all of them. You know, there might be a very, very narrow branch in Islam where women are very protected for this reason, so no one screws with them. Like in the future, I plan that everyone will be held to understanding and they won't need to wear burqas. They might do traditionally, I wouldn't care. But the reason they do this is so like that actual like small family, like direct family of Jesus's, or particularly Jesus, I imagine, have the peace of anonymity. You know what I mean? They can go down to the market and they can act normal. When they can act normal, you can act normal. If they're being harvested and tormented like David was, he revealed like, "Yous will all be destroyed." He had the water and the spear. It's poetry for saying, "Yous are all destroyed if you're hunting and bothering me." Holding the waters, you'll see it in the waters. You'll have no rivers and you'll have massive floodings and wooden waters, basically. And I said before, the spear means you can't bite down him. The dragon can't consume. The little dragon is hunting him, consuming. The dragon can't bite down him. Like in Dragonheart, where the sword goes up through the dragon's head. So stop trying to bite down on him, consume him, and destroy him. So these women would have to hopefully wear these burqas in the future, because no one will want to screw with them. There's going to be no gypsies out there. Like the Dalai Lama's being screwed up by people in hidden places, as he said, the hidden people, and you have to be removed from Tibet. I'm trying to get removed from Ireland because there's so many people, gypsies, and people screwing with me and harvesting me. Like, I can't make a friend. Every time I make a friend, they screw with the connections that I make, and they covet them and they take them, and so they can have more of my life or something than me, or control and dominance of my life. So I'm like a walking danger, you know what I mean? Walking around the place, and they're constantly in my temple, screwing with everybody I come by. So this is it's anti-decalogue, screwing with other people's connections. This is like kind of a reason why you don't covet your neighbour's wife, because your neighbour's wife is going to have very special bonding connections with her family, with her husband and her family. And if you're coveting her wife, you could really disturb the entire family union. Their family could fall to pieces. They could all start fighting, and because you're sitting next door coveting your neighbour's wife, or your missus, lady next door. It's very explicit though. That's an entire one out itself. Do not covet your neighbour's wife, because it's a really big one. If basically, I said in another video, it's all about good and honest revelation. If you do these things on earth, you might do these things if you're in a freer or more important place like heaven, where the archetypal systems are really delicate. So if you do it, be revealed. Basically, if you do it in the world, you probably do it. So it's likelihood you're not going to go to heaven if you can't follow proper decalogue and concordance or cordiality. There's only one game, you know what I mean? If you're not playing it, you're not going to win it. You're not going to win. It's been mercifully outlined for you. So yeah, that's just on Kidnap. Don't screw with them. That's why Christianity is great, because you didn't know about it. And you didn't even know about it, then you wouldn't mess with it. And Christ almost, I'm not sure how to say, just put, blinders on our eyes a bit so we wouldn't notice it. And we're all happy and we're all lovely, and Islam was happy and lovely that they were protected. Probably Islam actually protected themselves. And because they were safe and protected and they weren't being harvested and hunted and bothered, then Christianity flourished. Christ could help for everyone once his friends and family were safe. Your friends of his family then. So once again, I don't know why these are all blowing up mosques and attacking the Middle East and everything like that, but pretend and claiming to be Christian. But so yeah, that's just on thou shalt not kidnap. Screw with relationships of you or even others, your own relationships around us, because you can probably do this to make people like very fond of you and attraction. I think one of the women out there claiming to be my wife, Laurie, I'm not sure her name is, everyone knows her, practically goes around being a witch. She uses her weird sex magic to manipulate politicians all the time. I reckon this is going on all the time. Like you see, like that got done for masturbating in the House of Commons in England was probably being a wanker gypsy. My memory's about to run out, so that's kidnapping. Don't be gypsies. Leave me alone.